Have you ever looked at your data and thought, if we could just get the percent of people who are converting on the payment page to double, we wouldn't have to do anything else. Get that from 2% to 3%. Maybe we could even get it up to 10%. And that'd be a lot easier than getting registrations higher. I hear this all the time from founders. Hey, we just need to move this metric. That's it. We're good. Now, as someone who spends a lot of time thinking about conversion, you definitely should be thinking how you move specific steps in your funnel up or down. But these steps don't exist by themselves. I saw a post the other day that said, our Facebook ads are perfect, but nobody's converting. So we need someone to come in and help our conversion rate. Here's the interesting thing. Your Facebook post might be the entire problem. And the reason they're not converting isn't because of what's on the page. It may often not be. By changing your Facebook message without changing anything else, you can increase your payment page conversion rate. I like to give an example like this. I could take someone who has 100 people visit their payment page and get 5 checkouts a month. And let's say they have 10,000 registrations. I could take those 10,000 people, I could get all of them onto the payment page, but I could do so in a way that would drop their 5 checkouts down to 2 checkouts a month. How do I do this? If I didn't let anybody register and I took you straight to the payment page, you might come with a lot of fear and say, why am I paying for something I haven't even signed up for? Or I could say, you know what? On the registration page, get in, it's 100% free. You won't have to do anything. We'll solve everything for you. Then when they get to the payment page and they see it's $1,000 a month product, they're going to bounce. Whereas maybe the prior registration flow says, look, this is a really expensive solution. It might be out of budget for you, but the $1,000 a month are absolutely going to make you $10,000 a month if you fit these qualifications. And the people who say, wow, I definitely fit this qualification. I'm ready to make 10x my money. So I'm going to sign up, pay the $1,000 a month, and get 10x my money. They're all in. And so without changing the payment page itself, we've then just influenced downstream conversion and what's going on. This is important to think about because it affects everything else you do. A lot of people run these Facebook ads or these Google ads, and they say, look at this catchy hook. I'm so good at running this ad that gets people to click, that people will come to the site. And then they come and they say, hey, what's going on with our website? Nobody's converting. We're getting all these people and they're not coming in. And you look at the ads and it's equivalent to try this AI thing that normally costs $500 for free. Or did you know that this sort of thing might cost you a lot of money? Go fix it today. And then the website doesn't resonate with this at all. So I've heard some people call this ad scent, right? You want your website to look like your ad, but you also want your ad to look like your website and the product you're offering. What we see is not only could I get more people to the payment page, I could also presumably get 10 times as many people to register or to the website and keep the registration rate the same, and also drop the amount of people paying. And it's for that same reason. If you're conveying the wrong message in the ad, you're going to change their psychology downstream. So there are 2 factors for this. One is what we'll call sort of psychological ripples, which is that a message that you convey to someone early on in the funnel ripples throughout the rest of their experience and impacts it. As you change what people are thinking, as you change what they're doing, you're rippling through their experience that those 5 people, once they get to the payment page, may never want to pay. They've changed their mind. A good analogy might be thinking about a restaurant where you are planning on getting dessert, a nice dinner, and you're going to get drinks. When you go there, if you get told that this is a fast casual restaurant where you're in and out, you may change your mind and say, you know what? Now you're not going to get dessert anymore. But you would have if it was conveyed to you as being the type of restaurant that you thought. If the ad says, hey, in and out, very fast, very quick, once you even get to the restaurant, your mindset is shifted to not wanting dessert, even if it would have been that way before. The other reason you'll see a shift is you may convince those 5 people that we're going to pay that this is the wrong product for them and they shouldn't sign up. You've done that in an attempt to get everybody else to pay. You've gone and said, hey, you thought this was going to be a product, which would be really useful. We are going to help your emails get in the inbox. And everybody else, these 5 people that are going to pay, what they really resonated with was, hey, I actually just need an email sending platform that can let me send customized and personalized marketing emails with AI. And that's what I cared a lot about. I assume I'm going to land on the inbox anyways. I have a good product. So they'll go to your website, they'll look at your ad, and they'll say, I'm not interested anymore. This is the wrong purchase. And they'll leave. Even if they've clicked on your ad, the people who want the inbox landing email solution are going to register, and now they're not willing to pay for whatever reason. Psychologically, they're different. We're not going to go down the email market right now, but they're in a different mindset. They're a different type of person, and those 5 people who would have bought are now gone, and they've left. And so how do you fix this? You want to double click on what's actually happening. Sometimes this is just pure qualitative data. Go talk to users. When users come in and they buy, what made them buy? What did they say? What are they looking at? Did they say, you know what? I was really frustrated with all the email solutions out there. I couldn't get anybody to give me a way to actually personalize my email. And so that's what I wanted to use. Then that's what you should back into and convey to people that are coming in, and make sure that flows to your whole marketing. Understand that as you expand, you may be losing that messaging. So you can do these tricks like having different landing pages for where people flow through, but you also should understand how your metrics are changing. It may be worth getting 100x more registrations because you're actually going to get double the number of payments and your rate will go down meaningfully, but you're getting more payments. It all evens out. That's it for today. As you look at conversion rates, these dials don't necessarily exist by themselves. You can change the percent of people who pay simply by changing what happens on your website and what it's like to register, or what your ad says. Yes, you can change the payment page itself. You can improve it. You can make it worse. But all the other elements upstream matter, downstream matter. I'll leave you with another example. I once worked with a company who had a free level and noticed that most people would pay after they register for their product. So we tested, hey, let's get rid of the pricing page entirely and just get people in and register. And payments dropped. People just didn't want to pay. What was going on? What we found is that when people were hitting paywalls, they were really surprised. Hey, this was a free product, they all thought. Why am I here? Why am I paying? What we did later to optimize for that behavior is we made everybody go through the pricing page, but we made it really easy to not purchase and go in for free. This was a huge boost both in getting more free users, but also for getting people to pay. Because what we did is actually when people hit the paywall, they said, you know what? I remember this pricing. I've seen it before. I'm mentally ready to pay. So they got out their card, they paid, and they signed up. They were happy. You ended up with more free users and more paying users by actually optimizing for getting people in right away and hitting paywalls. And what we did is we shift their dynamics. So that psychological ripple, we did it in a way that benefited us. You got to make sure you look at your funnel as an entire system and not just single dials that appear to be turnable or adjustable.